Hey guys, Dr. Soybean here once again with another Let's Play. Today I'm going to be playing the Simpsons arcade game, 1991 arcade beat-em-up classic by Konami. Unfortunately never ported to any home systems, so we're going to be playing the arcade version on the MAME emulator, and I'm just pumping in a shitload of quarters here. And let's begin. So here's the little setup of the game. Smithers is robbing some diamond, which Maggie takes instead of a pacifier, and now you gotta save Maggie. So if you've never played this before, it's a beat-em-up, and a pretty standard one at that, but made fun because it's this fucking Simpsons, and the control's really good, and you got a lot of crap in the background that you can use as weapons. And this was made pretty early on in the Simpsons run, 91, so about a year after the TV series had started, so you won't see a lot from the show, even the classic years, because it was really just getting started, but there was Principal Skinner and Martin in the background. And these enemies, I guess, are kind of just generic power plant thugs. I don't think they're based on anybody from the show. And I'm a pretty big Simpsons fan, so I'm pretty sure I would recognize them if they were. Alright. Get some health we don't need. And here we go with the first boss. Oh shit, that hurts a lot. But when his pants fall down, you get a perfect opening for attack. Just watch out for that belly flop. And again, like a lot of the enemies, I don't think this guy is based on anyone from the show. Although maybe he was. I do remember in a very early episode, the one where they go see Truckosaurus, it starts with Bart at home and Homer in the bar watching a pro wrestling match on TV. And I feel like this guy might have been one of those wrestlers. Could be wrong. So we only lost 1 credit there. Pretty good, actually. Because like a lot of arcade games, it's designed to take as much quarters from you as possible. There we go. Krustyland, which of course is not a thing. There is Itchy and Scratchy Land, but that wouldn't be in the show until I want to say season 7. There we go. Oh, this is cool. Come here. Ah, they knocked him out of my hand. You can throw the dog at them. Santa's a little helper. Another interesting bit of trivia about early Simpsons is that Krusty was originally going to be an alter ego of Homer, and they were going to make it... Come here. It was eventually going to be this ironic joke that, you know, Bart has no respect for his father, but worships his father's alter ego. And then they decided against it, which I think is probably a pretty smart thing. That's kind of a dumb idea. Oh, shit. And you want to watch out for that ice cream cart in the background that will come flying at you. And this hammer's a really, really good weapon. I like to try and keep it as much as possible. I think there's only one other time in the game when you get one. Oh, shit. Okay. And then we get some of these evil rabbits, which are... crap. Well, there goes my hammer. That's alright. Which are based on the rabbits from Matt Groening's comic strip, Life is Hell, which he did prior to The Simpsons. And another bit of trivia for you. When Matt Groening was approached to make an animated short on the Tracy Ullman Show, he was originally going to do Life is Hell. But because that would have meant giving up his copyright to Life is Hell, he created The Simpsons instead. And here we go, the Krusty Balloon. I hope I can hit him with the cat. Yeah, nice. Snowball 5, I think it is. And this balloon is actually pretty damn easy, even easier than the first boss, he said as he died. If you can kind of stay behind him, you can basically whale the crap out of him while avoiding his hands. Ah, fuck. But he's right at the top of the screen right now, which makes it impossible for me to do that. Okay, he's got to be close. Yeah, there we go. Springfield Discount Cemetery, which is a very Simpson-esque joke, title of this level. And it gets a little bit more intense here. They start increasing the number of enemies, and you get some tougher enemies later on in this level. Still, like a lot of arcade games, I guess I do love arcade games. I didn't get to play them as much as I wanted to when I was young, because I grew up in a really small town without an arcade. But I always had a lot of fun playing them. It's fun to play them now on MAME. But one thing negative I will say about them is that a lot of the mechanics of them are obviously just based on trying to get you to put in as much quarters as possible. So deaths typically come very cheaply in arcade games. And here's kind of the weirdness. You fight zombies in this level, which is really only something you'd see in The Simpsons if it was a Treehouse of Horror episode. Shit. And the slingshot is pretty good as long as you can keep some distance between you and the enemies. You don't really want to have them be... Oh, and it runs out too. I remember these guys giving me a lot of trouble when I was younger. They're not that bad now. Fuck. They can hit you out of the air with that clapping move, though. Now we get some burrowing zombies. Shit. Okay. No boss for this level. And now we get this part, which is, I think, was a law for all beat-em-up games at the time. There had to be at least one elevator level. Very, very common mechanic for these type of games. Mechanic I'm probably using incorrectly, but I think you know what I mean. So I guess one thing I'll mention about The Simpsons is that, obviously, like most people, I generally agree with the assessment that it's a shadow of its former self and that New Simpsons pretty much sucked. And it sucked for a really long time. I would say, like, Season 1... Okay, now we fight these two goofs. I would say Season 1 I don't so much consider a part of the golden years, because the animation was really bad, it was kind of awkward, they hadn't really, like, found their style yet, but I would say Season 2 through Season 8 is, like, the absolute pinnacle of The Simpsons. Season 9 and 10 are still very, very good, but it's where problems start to reveal themselves. Shit. And then Seasons 11 through 14 are crap, but there's at least usually still some good jokes per episode, or some good moments per episode. And then beginning with Season 15 and onward, you're pretty much just left with total shit. And I don't know why this little goof is so much stronger than the big fucker. Ah, fuck, he's tough, man. Those little bitch punches of his take off a shit ton of health. Okay, there we go. Moe's Tavern. Nah, you got it all wrong. This is Bo's Cavern. Just give me my beer. Okay. You know what? That feels like a good place to stop Part 1. We'll continue with Moe's Tavern in Part 2. I will see you guys then.